Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals, for part 2 of the repaint of the Menards coal hopper. Again, this is kind of prototypical, probably not, because I'm only running off of one photograph of a train I saw that did have black coal hoppers and lettered NDM. I don't know if that was especially trained, because like I said, NDM started out with steam engines before they went dieselization. And in the previous video, we talked about it. I showed dismantling the trucks. Again, here are the trucks once again. And I started a video showing the repaint on the car and doing the using Rust-Oleum matte black. Unfortunately, that video decided to go and it went haywire on me, so I had to go back to a manual process. Not only just that, but also the spray can was giving me problems. So I went in and I just did a primer on it, scuffed everything up, did a primer, and now I'm doing this all by hand. So as of right now, the inside is completely painted. Well, not all the way down, because the coal load that I took out of it sits right there. Main thing was to cover it all the way down. So we're going to finish up the painting on this, and then I'm going to let it dry before lettering. And what I'm using for the paint, as far as hand paint, is actually the Walmart folk art, or apple barrel, I should say. This says gloss black apple barrel. And it does run a little bit glossy, but more of a matte. So I'm okay with that. I'm very much okay with that, because it's not like overly glossy, and it gives it a different kind of shine to it as well too. I have found that using a lot of this Walmart paint and then clear coating with the Rust-Oleum works out really, really well. Or you can also use a automotive clear if you really want to. But if you use an automotive clear, use the U-Haul 2K clear or the Speedo Coat 2K clear. Do not use a 2X. It's two different style things. They do have some that they do sell that is a 2X, not a 2K. So don't get the two confused. So nice sitting here in Bedell Junction, Kansas. It's great. It kind of reminds me of watching these trucks go by I think it's Sister Act 2. They're singing the song, people moving in, people moving out. Why? I'm sitting here watching the trucks moving in, moving out. Yeah, spray would have been nicer to do this with, but you know, honestly, I think sometimes doing it by hand gives you a little bit more control of what you're doing. You know, as far as where you need to be at on the project, you know, stuff like that. Yes, the spray paint will cover quicker, but there's also that sensibility when you do it by hand. You're getting everything that you need covered. And that's the big thing. Make sure everything's covered. Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call that came in as I was doing all this, so maybe no big deal. I just sent a message on my call right back. Now, if you do decide to go ahead with again with using this apple barrel paint from Walmart, it actually does level itself out, which I think is very cool. Uh, and this gloss black does leave a nice shine to it. Not overly shiny, but a nice gloss shine. And if you lay the paint down heavy and thick, then just make sure you kind of go over it at least once or twice. You usually don't get any brush marks. All right, so here we go. So we got that done, and we're gonna let this dry. Next video, part 3, we're gonna reinstall the trucks, paint them, and do the lettering at the same time, the end AM. And we should be able to wrap this project up. This is a very quick project. Doesn't take a long time, and I'm actually very happy. There's no brush marks in that. Very, very light, very, very little. But once you hit it with the clear coat, brush marks disappear, if any brush marks show up. Alright guys and gals, I will see y'all on the next video here shortly. I'm going to let that dry up for a little bit. It'll take it for about 20 minutes or so, and that'll be long enough for me to get my paintbrush cleaned up and be able to take care of everything else. See y'all in part 3 here in just a few minutes. Y'all have a good night. If y'all don't come back in, and then if y'all come back in for tomorrow, see y'all then.